Mine Center is about just under an hour outside of Fort Frances in the western part of northwestern Ontario. It's, I would call it fairly remote, but the school is relatively new. I would say, I think it was 60 to 80 kids split between 4 different classes, which have up to 3 grades split in them. To talk to Barb a little bit, and the program coordinators that run the breakfast program, speaking to the difference that the program makes in the lives of these kids. The majority of the kids, all except for a couple, are busing from neighboring First Nations that don't have the same type of access to nutrition and to food that we have in Warp. Some of them, she was saying that, the first time that they've had a yogurt is through the 1x1 program at the school. And she says it just makes an enormous difference in their lives. The people who coordinate the program at the school have particular challenges because it's very difficult to actually source the food and make sure, that the kids are getting something different and they're getting different types of nutrition every day. So they work really, really hard to ensure that they can do that with the funds that they have. Every day they have a couple of different snacks and then they have their breakfast. The older kids get to work with the coordinators and putting together their breakfast and picking what they want for breakfast. And the younger kids have it provided to them. I really felt from the people there what a difference the program makes. They were saying when it's time to go on March break or something like that, the kids start to get anxious, and because they know that over March break they're not going to have type of food, they're not going to have access to this food. Their communities just don't have access to the food, and most of the communities don't have a vehicle to even drive to somewhere like Fort Frances to get the food, so it's very, very difficult, and it makes a big difference to have the 1x1 program providing the food that these kids need to learn. It's not just throwing a granola bar and a juice box at these kids. They really take the time and thought into putting together diverse meals and meals that reflect the area and the culture in the area, so it's really awesome.
Good morning. My name is Barb Dennis and I'm the principal of Mine Center School. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today and share a little bit about our students, our school and community, and how the hard work that you do directly impacts the lives of our kids. Mine Center School is located 3 hours west of Thunder Bay and about an hour east of Fort Frances, the nearest center that has services like medical, dental, banking, and of course grocery stores. There are about 200 people that live in the Mine Center area, but we service 2 First Nation communities, Cheemagining to the east, or Seine River in English, and Nikagoosimonokaning, or Red Gut to the west. And both of these First Nation communities are about 30 kilometers away from our school. A total of 70 students here, 66 are self-identified as First Nation. We're a provincially funded school with tuition students. So we've been extremely fortunate to have been able to work with 1x1. They understand our situation and have made accommodations for our students. Our students are wonderful and they love experiencing new and engaging learning. Having said that, we do have some roadblocks that sometimes get in our way. Most of our students live in poverty. They live in 2 or 3 bedrooms homes with up to 15 family members, uncles, grandparents, cousins, all in the same house. The communities have few services to offer. One of the 2 communities, First Nation communities, has no daycare or children's programming. There's no retail store. There's very little recreation. The other has a daycare and children's programming and also has a small store, gas station type thing, but unfortunately no fresh food. So basically it's a very expensive pop and chip stop along the highway. There are a lot of social issues on both First Nations communities, physical violence, alcohol, drug and gambling. Those are pretty much daily realities for our kids and our families. Parents are often not the primary caregivers for our students. Many live in and out of care and with extended family. So add up that distance to the nearest center, lack of accessibility for fresh foods, social issues, poverty, overcrowding, drug and alcohol abuse, and the picture looks a little grim. I've always believed that education is the one thing that can level the playing field for marginalized children. But in order for that to hold true, basic needs have to be met. Children need a roof over their heads, they need clothes on their back, and they need food in their bellies. That's where you come in. So your fundraising efforts give our kids hope for the future. The breakfast program provides for the basic needs of our kids. Many of our kids come to school with literally no food. No breakfast, no snack, no lunch. And particularly the older students, as they often ensure that their younger siblings have food before they do. So when my students told me that they didn't have any food in their fridges, or that their mom and dad didn't have any money to buy any food, I believed them, and it broke my heart. Over the years, I've had parents tell me they didn't send their kids to school because they didn't have anything to send them for lunch, which is just so unfortunate. School is a place where children should feel cared for, where they should feel safe, and where they should feel loved. And our students want to be in school. They need to be in school. They need that education in order to make changes for the future generations in their communities. So we serve breakfast 5 days a week, and it's open to everyone, and most students eat every day. Our students arrive at 8:15 in the morning by bus, and they're hungry. So some days breakfast is cereal, milk, yogurt, and fruit. Others it might be hard-boiled eggs and cheese and fruit, or maybe overnight oatmeal with fruit and nuts in it. The meals are simple, they're nutritious, and they're varied. 10 years ago when we first started the breakfast program, it was Rice Krispies and milk and white toast. So sourcing food continues to be difficult. Being 60 kilometers from the nearest grocery store creates challenges. And a lot of the fresh foods are not so fresh. Our students love to help out with breakfast. Students, volunteers from the grade 6, 7, and 8 class greet the distributor every week when he comes with the grocery order. They check it off against the inventory and put the food away, wash all the fruits up so that they're ready for the week. So after breakfast every morning, students from every class, they return their breakfast carts, even in JK and SK with an adult supervisor, and they put away what needs to be put away. So they're definitely a part of the program. The program teaches responsibility and ownership to our kids. Baking in the kitchen not only teaches great math skills like measurement, but it gives them lifelong tools that hopefully they can transfer over into their own home about healthy food choices and how to prepare meals for their families. Our children get that the program, it doesn't just happen. It takes volunteers such as you to make this program viable, and our kids are very thankful. The breakfast program doesn't only serve the nutritional needs of our kids, it provides students and staff with the opportunity to begin each day with friendly conversation, to find out what happened on the weekend, all those kinds of things. And it really goes a long way towards building relationships and building community within our classrooms. If you asked our kids why breakfast is important, and I have, our younger ones would say because eating breakfast makes us strong. And I really cannot agree more. Strong in body, strong in mind, and strong in spirit. I hope that this snapshot of our breakfast program, our school, and our students has provided you with some insight into the importance of your work. You are making a significant impact on the lives of our children and helping to shape the future for our First Nation communities. I cannot express enough how sincerely appreciative we are. Thank you for your continued support. You truly are difference makers. Have a great morning. Thank you.